Graham coming to you from My Mastermind.
And Emily Carranza.
We wanted to give you guys a little bit of value today, and we were discussing last week on imagination, and I wanted to touch slightly on perception and how we use our perception relatively either through awareness, through our ability to reason, or we're going to use our perception from our prior conditioning, right? Our prior conditioned mind. And I want everyone to understand that mindset is everything. The very beginning. Our mindset is distinguishing the outcome. Our mindset distinguishes the way we live. It distinguishes the way we experience our life. And it's it's creating a conditioned world that we live in. If we're not aware and we're not using our perception and changing our perceptions on our beliefs, and we're not really awake to what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. Can you touch slightly, just a little bit on our mindset and our perception, how our beliefs are kind of creating our life? Why is that happening? How is that happening?
Yes, well, to start off, I'm going to give you a definition of what a paradigm is. So a paradigm is going to be a multitude of habits that have almost exclusive control over your behaviors, and almost all behaviors are habitual. Now, why am I bringing that up? Well, your paradigm has a lot to do with your belief system, and that also has a lot to do with your perception and the way that you see, view, and ultimately go through life. And
Right.
so that's why a paradigm has that's why a paradigm's really big, especially with this topic, because if we ultimately want to change and get different results, we have to change our paradigm, and we have to change our perception and our beliefs in whatever it is that we're going into, or whatever it is that we're wanting to do.
Can we have an illustration? Let's give an illustration on a paradigm. So the paradigm, it's going to be this multitude of habits, but the habits are coming from a conditioned mind, mm-hmm. right? And a conditioned way of thinking. And we think in patterns, right? So when we start looking at our life and we start looking at our experiences, they're coming from these habitual behaviors, and it's coming from our perceptions. So when we start viewing the world, we're viewing the world through a lens, mm-hmm. right? And this lens that we have, it's given from belief systems, right?
Yes.
So those belief systems came from mom, dad, environment, the people that we were surrounded with, and it's created kind of a viewpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So we really want to change our perception in what we're doing in our day-to-day experiences if we want to get different what?
Different results.
Right. So when we start to look at my life, your life, everyone's life, the results are just an indication of the way we think, mm-hmm. right? So an illustration would be, if a good one, we wake up late every day, or we're always late to a meeting. Why is that happening?
Well, that's probably happening because we have the habit of doing that. We never trained ourselves, or never taught to wake up at a specific time. So we typically sleep in, or we maybe for individuals, maybe you find that almost every Saturday you always sleep in. Maybe every Sunday. Why is that? That's because that's in your programming, and that's a habit to do that.
How many people have the habit of saying, oh, it's Friday, thank God it's Friday?
A lot.
Why?
Because it's our paradigm. Most people don't see that every day as being a Friday. So their perception is whenever Friday comes, they're ready
to be off.
Yes.
And so they're ready to be done for the week, and their programming, when you say the paradigm, so their programming, that means their habitual habits are, we get off at 5, right? Mm-hmm. Every day. We get off on Friday and we're done for the week, and we're not going to think anymore. And Saturday and Sunday, we're going to just experience life, mm-hmm. right? So what I want everyone to understand then, we've been living in a conditioned world where our automatic is we work all day long, we work all week, and chances are we're not being fulfilled, and we're exhausted, and we're done with everything when Friday comes. Why would somebody live their life like that?
Well, because they don't know any better, and it's lack of awareness.
Lack of awareness. So they've been conditioned to live and go through their week. Chances are they're probably not thinking. They're just reacting every day, and they're just doing their automatic behavior. Mm-hmm. one, that's why they're fulfilled, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of where imagination really steps in, because whenever you can step into into your imagination and start using that, that's whenever you can really dictate and start controlling where it is that you're wanting to go, and completely change from going through your life and going through the week just kind of existing, but really dictating, I'm going to do this at this time, and I'm working towards an objective. You're working towards a goal, and you start moving towards it. And the more you can start using your imagination and get into the imagination, you can really start to
Change your perception.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're going to go with seeing. So now what we start to understand is, okay, we're going through our day. What's the norm? What's the normal programming? We work Monday through Friday. Friday's here, we're done, and we're done for the weekend. And what happens after 5 majority of people?
Well, more than likely, they probably go home. They probably sit down
Watch
and
the
watch
TV, listen to news, normally there's no forward movement on a goal. There's no forward movement on thinking in advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during the day, a lot of times we take on our day and we're just existing and we're reacting throughout our day. So we're discussing imagination and how this imagination alters the pattern plan. In order for you to be imagining, that means somebody has to be there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that means you're awake. You're actually awake, and you're consciously going to decide that I'm going to take my mind somewhere else that could produce a different result,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that means we're going to consciously be aware, and we're consciously decide, well, I'm going to have a great day, and I'm going to decide now that I want to go in a different direction. So now you're going to use the imagination to induce a new what?
A new idea, a new feeling
Good.
of where it is that you're wanting to go.
And so when we start to do that, we're also going to see, well, wait a minute. What have I been doing all this time? You can measure yourself, and you can change your perception on what you've been doing and how you've been doing it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you change your perception, what happens?
Whenever you change your perception, you will find that almost everything else starts to change around you, because now you're looking at everything differently through a different lens. And that's whenever you will start to see opportunities that you never even thought were even there. You'll start to see, not just opportunities, things will also seem to just appear or come to you that you may need to reach the objective that you're wanting.
Because you're looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're awake and you're there. So let's go back to, if we're just floating through our day and we're just reacting through our day, then you're not going to see it, right? You're not aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be more aware of what we're doing, set a goals, go into the imagination, because this is where creation happens, and then change a perception on ourselves and who we're becoming along the way, where we're going and what we're attracting into our life. And this is how we start to alter this pattern plan. And if we can continue to do this, we are now conditioning our mind, our abilities to move in a different pattern plan. And actually, it's going to change the pattern plan. It's going to change our what? Our results,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's through awareness that we gain more what? Knowledge,
More knowledge.
understanding. If you're not aware, you're not going to study. You're not going to research. You're not going to comprehend. You're not going to use imagination. So.
And it's not just that too. You're also gaining more self-confidence, because the more aware and the more you know, the more confidence you have in taking the action, taking the steps to achieving the things that you want.
Right. So there's several laws that we're talking about right now, but they start to build a different what? A different attitude,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if a man is a composite of his thoughts, he's a composite of his attitude,
Mm-hmm.
right? So an attitude is a composition of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, right? So we want to develop an attitude of gratitude. We want to develop an attitude of awareness of who we are, what we're doing, and where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can do that, we will continue to change our perceptions and our beliefs, and ultimately we're going to start to govern and create the circumstances that we truly desire in life. Yes?
Yes.
Well, good deal.
Just really fast, I wanted to go ahead and let everyone know that we will be doing a live webinar this Friday. It is at 1:30, so make sure that
Yep.
you do, we do have the links posted, so just be on the lookout for that. If you don't know where the link is, just feel free to message me or Abraham or just anyone on IM, and we'll be more than happy to send you that link. Also, Friday.
Well, yeah, the Friday, the webinar we're going to be doing, we're going to be teaching people about the mindset. What is the mindset? What is it we do here at IM Mastermind? So any of you guys that are wondering, what do we do here? What is it that is giving individuals the results that they truly desire? What is making them shift? This is where you need to be at. And if you want to understand the mindset and you want to understand how to set and achieve worthy goals, hop on.
Yes. And Abraham will also be having another live on Friday. That one's going to be at 10:30. And that one's actually going to be in Spanish.
Mhm.
So for those of you, maybe you know friends or family that don't really understand English too well, or just would rather listen to it in Spanish, give them the link, send it to them. It's going to be Abraham, Danica, Shay, and George.
Yes. Yeah, so we're running an English and Spanish webinars as well, and programs. So you guys are invited to that. Take a look at it, and we'll be talking to you guys.
All right. I hope you guys have a great day.
Have a great day, guys.